You know, as a result of studying AZD, not only has my discipline improved, my character improved. This is me before studying AZD. Obviously, this is me now. Character, confidence, discipline, and the certainty to get women, communicate.
I am an attorney in California. I'm an attorney in Texas. And none of that happened before I met AZD and IMC Nation. He gave me the mindset, the understanding, the knowledge, the knowingness deep within that I can accomplish whatever the fuck I want.
Thanks to AZD, I have control of my mind and awareness of my character and development in a way that's not possible. I've studied with so many masters, so many teachers of the mind, awareness, intelligence, intellect, skill sets of many different fields. Nobody compares with what AZD does. It's not even on the same order of magnitude.
With AZD, I took my level of certainty and confidence to another level that I didn't know I could tap into. These teachings really allowed me to unleash myself into a whole new version of myself that could produce more, make more money than ever before.
In the chaos of today's world, IMC Nation stands as a beacon of transformation. Founded by Arise Aparti Bazaar, known globally as AZD. Through his YouTube videos, AZD shared profound philosophies and the wisdom of his mentors, sparking a movement of unparalleled self-evolution and mental mastery. IMC Nation is not just an idea, but a powerful brotherhood of men who live with honor, purpose, and unyielding strength. The epitome of the true alpha male. Men who are not only dreamers, but doers, turning visions into reality through the most powerful techniques of self-mastery. This movement has grown organically, spreading like wildfire across the globe, attracting men driven by a desire for excellence and greatness. Here, men are transformed into modern-day warriors, mastering their minds and lives. They learn to turn fear into courage, doubt into conviction, and weakness into strength. This is the art of the true alpha male, a blend of power, wisdom, and elegance. IMC Nation is more than a community. It's a revolution. It calls to those who seek more than the ordinary, promising not just change, but profound metamorphosis. Under AZD's guidance, men unlock their true potential, becoming unstoppable forces of nature. Join us. Be part of this epic journey. Witness the rise of powerful, inspiring, and dominant men. Let IMC Nation be the catalyst for your transformation and the brotherhood where your true potential is realized. This is the path of the true alpha male. This is the art of becoming unstoppable. Hello everybody, I'm AZD. I'm the guy in that video. This is IMC Nation. This is a podcast called Let's Talk About It. My co-host is Brett. He's a man who takes companies from 0 to 8 figures. And he knows how to do that over and over and over again. He's IMC Nation. He's also a co-host, and he's also a partner in business here. So him and I are going to be talking today. This is about any subject that you want to talk about. I'm fortunate enough to have achieved a certain status in life due to, I know a lot of people that you really would like to know. And those people taught me a lot of things, right? So I sit here as a combination of a lot of great masters, some still alive, some dead now, right? And so I like to tell you about them as you ask me a question, because whatever you ask me, I've met some kind of a mentor in life who excelled in an area that could defeat that, I promise you, okay? And all the areas that we care about as men. But if you ask me about knitting, I can't tell you much about that. If you ask me about stuff like that. But if you ask me about things that you're probably going through as a man or a woman, right? I've met the greatest. They're famous, they're powerful, they're in books and movies and TV, and those men I know personally, and those men respect me and I respect them, and they taught me. So I stand on their shoulders, but it's my turn now. It's my turn to teach in the world, okay? So this is who we are. Some of you guys I know online, some of you guys I don't know. You're brand new. Welcome. Everything is open. Any question is open. Challenges to me are open. It's just pure, uncensored communication, man. Here we go. Brett, what's going on with you, bro? We can't hear you. Hold on a second, Brett. Right now we can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Now we hear you. Go ahead. What's up?
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Hey, live streams, this is what happens. We roll right through the punches, just like everything else in life. But I'm always grateful to be here. So nice to see everybody. And I always like to welcome everybody that comes in and let us know where you're from. You know, in this stream, you have the opportunity to announce yourself in the chat. So go ahead and let us know who you are, where you're from. Some people are from Vegas.
Who is it?
People are coming in. And if you have questions that you'd like to hear from AZD, you can respectfully state yourself and what that question might be to gain some wisdom and some insight that will definitely really surprise you.
Yeah, we have right now, we have a guest that just arrived. It's one of our brothers, Chip. He's coming in right now into town. He just moved to Las Vegas, and he's IMC Nation, okay? And this is the first time he's stepping in right now. That's why you heard that big commotion, okay? Here's Chip. Chip, nice to see you, bro. Come on, have a seat. He walked in at the right time. How you doing, brother? He walks in wearing a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu shirt, looking all buff, with earphones on his neck, and he's ready to go, okay? Another black man to the team. Welcome the blacks to IMC Nation. All right, here we go. We got another warrior in the house. We got stronger. Right now, we just got stronger. And he became mighty right this moment. Okay? Now you got 33 more set of arms. What's that? 66 more arms on your side. Go ahead. All right, brother.
Okay.
So what are we doing today?
Getting it started here, I'd love to ask you a question.
Yeah.
That's, you've mentioned one of your great teachers, Manu Tupo.
Manu Tupo, one of the greatest that ever lived. Yep.
Yeah, and that's really inspiring. And in fact, whenever you've mentioned him and brought him up as he's taught you something, it's really, I felt the impact that he's had upon you, and that's something very massive. I'd love to hear about the first time you met Manu Tupo. And what was that like for you?
I have heard about Manu Tupo first. What a great story. One of my favorite stories to tell. I grew up with one of the greatest martial artists that's still alive. His name is Ernie Reyes Jr. You would know him originally from a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. If you ever watched the movie Red Sonja, okay? Anybody seen Red Sonja? Can you put up a scene with Ernie Reyes Jr., Red Sonja? This is one of the guys I grew up with, and I admired greatly. He would be someone I looked up to, I emulated, I wanted to be like him, I wanted to walk like him, talk like him, breathe like him, eat like him. I wanted to be him. I think it's real important to have role models like that in life, okay? Now, can't tell you much about his character because I wasn't such a great judge of character at that time, but I wanted to be him. He was, his father is Master Ernie Reyes. That's a good scene right there, okay? But pause it. His father is Master Ernie Reyes, Grandmaster Ernie Reyes. He's a Hall of Fame member in martial arts, Taekwondo. He's a pioneer and truly a living legend. And he mentored me for many years. He raised me. So his son, which is Ernie Reyes Jr., was also my martial arts brother. And he lived in Hollywood. And he was doing movies, as you'll see, okay? So I would only see Ernie Jr. when he would come to San Jose for visiting, like on Christmas, not even that too much, right? Mostly I would see Ernie Jr. when there was a movie premiere. So here I am living a regular life, as regular as it is, but I'm living a martial arts life, so I don't really live a high school life like everybody else. I'm a dedicated martial artist, that's all I do. And he's in Hollywood. And he would come by and it would just be star-studded celebration because he was a local. He had gone to Castlemont Middle School, which is right down the street from where we used to live for a while, right? And so Castlemont Middle School claims Ernie Reyes Jr. as one of the stars that came out of that place, right? He was a star at some point. In fact, when the movie Ninja Turtles came out, and then when Ninja Turtles came out, this guy right here was older, and he played Donatello, the one with the purple, right? He did so well. His martial arts skills are so incredibly, truly, I can't say the best at kicking without doubt. Never seen anybody kick better than that guy, okay? And I've seen the greatest kickers. That was in my background, okay? Nobody could kick like Ernie Jr., man. He kicked like a fucking horse, but better than a horse. When a horse kicks, it's not pretty. He kicks pretty, right? And it's deadly. He's so good. I can't say enough about him. If I keep saying how good he is, I'll keep going further and further. Eventually, I'll start reciting a poem about him, I'm sure, right? Because it goes like that in my mind as I start looking at how could someone be so great at something, you know? Well, it had a lot to do with his father and the way he raised him, and that's a lot of us too. Anyways, when Donatello, he did so well in Donatello that when they wrote, you guys don't know this, when they wrote the movie Ninja Turtles 2, they wrote a part in it for him to display his superior martial arts and acting skills, because he was also related to Manu Tupou, the man you're talking about. He became Manu Tupou's #1 student. I wasn't his #1 student. I was his best friend. That's what he told me. So that's okay. He was with him much longer, right? And so Ernie Reyes Jr., let's get a glimpse of him real quick in Red Sonja first. This is how he grew up. He grew up in Hollywood. He was a child Hollywood star, so we know what that is now. And it ain't no lie, I'll tell you that. And he's still like that. Same energy.
Steady, Your Majesty. Steady. Steady. You're the way best in the world. I'm coming. His Royal Highness, the Prince Tard, Great Lord of Havelock, Keeper of the Spotless Throne, Great Elephant who fertilizes the world with his...
I told you not to say that. Do it again, and I'll have you impaled. Well, reorder, fool!
From the look of your kingdom, Prince, you need this more than I do.
Did she address me?
What happened?
What happened? Queen Gedren attacked us. What happened?
Gedren? Queen Gedren?
That's right. She knocked down half the city with a new weapon and demanded our surrender.
My army ran away. Do they want to live forever? I refuse to surrender.
So she knocked down the other half.
Bogan, since everyone is dead or run away, you shall escort me to the mountains tomorrow. I shall raise a new army and crush this upstart Gedren underfoot.
Where can I find her, this Queen Gedren?
In Birkenbed, the land of eternal life.
How do I get there?
Well, there's a long scenic way, and there's the short way through Blackhead's toll road.
I'll take Blackhead's toll road. Which one is that?
Straight north from here. You can't miss it. But it's worth a try.
Bogan, ask the woman if she wishes to join my army. We'll probably need a cook.
Your Highness is too kind, but I travel alone.
Dismiss so woman Falcon, so dying in an hour.
Falcon, may I give you a word of advice? Put him over your knee and beat some manners into him.
You see him roll his eyes? All right, Arnold Schwarzenegger in that movie, okay? And then try Ninja Turtles 2, Keno. Keno. K-E-N-O. He's Keno. He's a Keno escalation. Yeah. Let me show you what Keno escalation looked like when I first met it. Keno. K-E-N-O. Mm-hmm. That's the second one right there. Here you go. They wrote this scene for him. Man, let me tell you, pause this. Let me just tell you how cool this is. I get to see this first scene for the first time in a theater in San Jose, driving in a limo with Ernie Jr., getting out a red carpet. He's a star, and we're just like, we're the entourage, really. But we're going to do a martial arts demonstration. We go into the Saratoga 6 theaters at the time. Do you remember what those were? And before they start, they announce that the star of the show is here. So everyone's gathered in the theater. Almost the whole theater is Master Ray is a student. He has that many students, right? So people are like kind of standing around. The staff come in. And before it starts, we go in the very front of the theater and we put on a martial arts demonstration live before it happens, right? And then we come sit down. We don't know. We haven't seen the movie. Movie starts. Well, happens to be about like 5 or 6 of the bad guys were also people we knew because they were part of the organization. They were just older guys that went to LA to help out with the fight scene. And so the first time that I saw Ernie Jr., and at this time we were closer. When he was that young, I didn't know him. When he was this old, I knew him. The first time, man, when I saw him, it's a trip to see your friend as a star at a place you go all the time and just go like, for me, I got the thought like, am I ever going to be like that? Right? Like, am I ever going to be in the lights like that? Or am I going to be here? Right? The thought went through my head. And somehow I knew I was going to be like that. I just had no idea how. But I just knew, like I was looking at like what it raised in me. And that's what I'm going to show everybody. When you get to see something, if you feel that tremendous amount of jealousy, it's not that, because I didn't have that towards him. Right? I had so much admiration, right? And I was like, fuck, like I'll do anything to be like that, right? And I knew the way he got there was through his martial arts. And I was on the same path. His teacher, his father, was my teacher, right? We're getting to Manu, by the way, but we have to know how we got there. So when I first saw this scene, man, it was one of the greatest moments of my life when I saw him. I couldn't really, because he was like Bruce Lee in a sense that he would, his martial arts was so superior to every single martial artist that he ever went in front of on film. Because the greatest martial artists at the time, who were, kickers and punchers, were us, his own team. We're the only people that could get close to him. But we were so far from him. And there was a reason for that. And that reason, insert Manu Tupo, which we're going to enter in a second, okay? So this scene is beautiful, especially he grabs a pizza and he does these wheel kicks in a row. 1, 2, 3 with this pizza in his hand. That was one of my techniques. It takes a lot of skill to do that. Okay? And I want to tell you one thing that is not known. His techniques were so fast that they asked him to slow down so the camera could catch it. It wasn't aesthetic enough for the camera. So he had to slow down his kicks so that people would be able to see. That, I'm not kidding. That's how fast he is. Okay, so watch this Kino scene and then we move on. Imagine being in the theater, that's your friend right there. What? He slowed all this down. They said it was too fast.
Did I mention his study martial arts?
That was it? Okay. So what happened was Ernie Jr., living in Hollywood, meets a man named Manu Tupo who teaches theater. I don't see Jr. for some years. He was working on movies. Then we have an enormous show that we're a traveling martial arts team, okay? Watch the movie The Best of the Best. You kind of get a feeling what it was like. Or like the Karate Kid with that teams. So we're going to travel from San Jose to Reno in a bus, in a little van. But we're waiting for everyone to arrive to our Santa Clara location, El Camino, Santa Clara. As we're there, I'm warming up in the mirror, just getting my body warm. Just, whenever there was mats, we'd go over there and start kicking. And I remember so clearly the day. This is my intro to Manu Tupo, right? Car stopped. A guy got out. He was bald. That was different, by the way, because he had hair before. He was wearing a white t-shirt. It was a v-neck. He was wearing blue jeans, very similar to this, actually. Some light, like skater shoes, kind of. And I remember I was kicking, and I caught a glimpse of him in the mirror, so I looked to see who was walking in. And the first thing I thought, the moment I saw him, is a panther. Then I thought jungle cat. And I was like, oh shit, that's Junior, Ernie Jr., I call him Junior. And I just stopped. I remember he walked in and had a big old smile on his face. I could see his teeth. All right? Hey, what's up? I'm like, man, this guy's different. What happened to him, man? I swear to God, he looked enlightened. He comes in, we warm up a little bit. He doesn't even kick. He was in his jeans. And I remember we tried to entice him to do a kick or something just to show us, right? Motherfucker came in and did the kicks, and it was just like, boom, he would hit the paddle, and it would just fly out of your hand, or your whole body would go with it like that, right? It was just in awe of him. We get in the car, in the bus, there was a seats where you could face each other. Sometimes that happens in limos. I went to the back, I sat here, he sat right in front of me. We started talking. I was like, bro, you're different. He's like, yeah, very different. I said, what happened to you? He says, you need to know two things. You need to study the Tao, T-A-O, and you need to know Manu Tupo. Never heard of that name. I said, what's that? He goes, that's my acting coach. I said, bro, I don't want to do acting. He said, no. He goes like this, listen to me. You need to know Manu Tupo, okay? And study the Tao. I tried asking more questions. He wouldn't answer anymore. He was kind of a dick. He still is a dick, right? Well, I like that about him. So Manu's first words the first moment I heard him, he was this mysterious man who this guy gave so much credit to. So I started to just kind of look around and just kind of feel it out. What's this guy? There was no internet, just so you know, at the time, guys. And so we were going around, and then I get to do a martial arts test. It's a big show. I'm testing, and I hear they have a big flyer. I'll find this one day, okay? It's a poster. Special guest, Ernie Reyes Jr., special guest, Broadway actor Manu Tupo, actor director. He's going to be here. The little picture. I remember that little picture. It's the picture now I have on my wall, by the way. I blew it up. That's the picture I blew up. You guys come to my house, okay? That's the one. And I remember seeing him. He was just, who is this guy? I get to see him. He shows up. He's behind a bench, and I'm in a gymnasium. Remember when you child tested? It was kind of like that in gymnasium, right? Remember they had the desk, the master. Did you go to it? Yeah, Manu was sitting in there. So he gets introduced. He gets the mic. His voice, the moment he starts talking, is deep. And he has a different rhythm than everybody else. Everybody's kind of like this at that time. All right, we're going to do this and that. All right, let's get some energy so-and-so. Okay, we got Master from blah, blah. All right, yeah, everybody wants blah, blah, blah. And Manu Tupo grabs the mic, right? I'd like to first thank, and you boom, like a vibration went in. I remember where I was in line. I was in the very front watching him. There were these lines, and I was standing in the front. Like, dang, dude. Feel different. Didn't want him to stop talking. And I was surprised. All he said was how great Master Reyes was. And it was such a privilege for him to be there. He didn't say one thing about himself. And I remember thinking, man, that guy's a kiss ass. Swear to God, I thought that. I thought, fucking lost respect for that. Have some fucking balls, bro. Right? You're going to just kiss his ass, which was my instructor, and everybody kiss his ass. Man, Master Reyes would bring anybody that would kiss his ass. Master Reyes was like, and now I'm going to introduce Archangel Gabriel. Gabriel would be like, well, Master Reyes gave me the wings, you know? It's like, oh, shit. You give him a black belt too? Yeah, somehow. Give everybody a black belt. Right? Tony Robbins, testimonial. Billy Blanks, testimonial. Benny Urquidez, if you know these names, testimonial. Don Wilson, the Dragon, these are all old martial arts movie stars. Cynthia Rothrock, look them up. What the fuck? Everybody knows this guy. So Manu falls in the same stupid category for me, right? But I can't stop looking at him during the test. My radars have picked up something. Test is over. Master Reyes comes to me and says, we're going to go eat at a taqueria. He says, Manu would like to speak to you. Now, you guys are tracking with me what I know so far. I'm like, oh shit. Me? He's like, if you want to come, meet us at the taqueria. But drive by yourself. Not in the car that we're in. So I tell my friend Stephen Wong at the time, he's famous now and doing his thing. I said, bro, I'm going to go. You want to come? Okay, come with me. We go to taqueria. I'm nervous. I remember driving up El Camino, this little place. I walk up, I'm about to order. He walks right next to me. He's a giant Fijian man. He looks like a sea elephant, if you know what that looks like. I'm like, this little guy. I weighed 125 pounds. And he comes up to me, and I say hello. So I bow to him. You know, I'm all robotic at the time. I'm Sultan. This guy. Sir. Shamir. Many of you guys. Okay? Real polite, good guy. I shake his hand. He just looks at me. His first words out of his mouth that he ever said to me, he goes, you are a fucking animal. Now, unbeknownst to any human being on the planet, even my own parents, I had spent my entire childhood becoming an animal. A shape-shifting animal. And when he said that, that shit hit me so deep in my core. It was the greatest compliment any person had ever given me up until that moment. And it may have sounded ridiculous to somebody else. I said, thank you, sir. He said, with your focus and your concentration, you could work as a professional actor in Hollywood in just 6 months. I said, well, sir, thank you. I appreciate it. I was like real nervous. And I'm not an actor. I really like to do martial arts. I'm dedicated to a machine. I finished. He said, look, I don't offer everybody this. I teach a handful of guys. It's invitation only. You should come. Okay, sir. I go back. I'm like, oh. It's like, what did he say? What did he say? Oh, he said that. You're going to go? What the fuck? Do what? Acting's stupid. No, dude, but that was cool. Like, he's cool. Like, I got that energy about him. Can't stop thinking about the man. Next day. I keep, your mind repeats shit. You're a fucking animal. I was like, I'm a fucking animal. You know what I mean? Like, I started training better. I'm a fucking animal. You know what I mean? I'm a fucking animal. That's what I am. But I got stronger. Just one sentence. Then, in the San Jose Convention Center, very big place, we're about to do a show because Master Reyes decides that he could do Cirque du Soleil. He can. He goes to a bunch of Cirque du Soleils in Vegas. He comes back. He says, we can do the show. We're going to do our own variety show. We have enough people. We have more talent. So he puts together a show using taiko drums. Doom, doom, doom. And he brings master taiko drummer from fucking Japan. And I started learning taiko. Doom. If you wonder why I'm so good at a bunch of stuff, okay? Master Reyes. He brings an Eskrima master from Philippines because he knew everybody. It would be like a huge version of what I am right now. He knew everybody. And we learned Eskrima. To be able to do it for stage, it's a little different, very different than the street. So I could look super professional moving, and I can look like a master, pass the test of a professional, but not be able to fight with it. Then he brings in Indian, because this was it told a story of enlightenment through the martial arts, and this character was going to walk through these scenes. It's very beautiful. The character was going to be played by Ernie Reyes Jr. It was directed by Manu Tupou and Ernie Reyes Sr. So for 6 months, we prepare by learning new skills. We learned how to do, how military does the weapons. I could do that, but not with a gun. I can do it with a sword, a wooden sword, okay? It's called a shinai. So here we are. They tell us, next month, Manu is coming. He's going to clean up this whole act because he's a Broadway director and actor. So we sit in the back room. We're all tight in this little place in El Camino. Manu arrives. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm so excited. I'm sitting by this window. He's going to talk to us. For the first time, he is going to teach me. He sits down. He spends about 10 minutes complimenting Ernie Reyes Sr. About 6 minutes in, bro, I turned to my friend. I said, fuck this guy, man. Fuck this guy. I don't even want to hear the rest of it. That's how I've always was. You know what I mean? Like, don't kiss ass, bro. I understand what he did now. I get it. And so I kind of tune him out, but I really can't because he's got the stage. I'm there. He's got a great voice. No big deal. But then from that, we go and he says, okay, let me see what you guys do. All right, now it starts. We start a little bit. He stops everyone. Everybody sit down. He starts with something like this. I'm going to paraphrase. First teachings for him. He said, your body is an instrument. The painter uses a brush and a canvas to paint a picture. The musician uses a musical instrument to make a sound. The bricklayer uses bricks and this and that to build a structure. You are a martial artist. Your instrument is your body, head to toe. And it's an instrument of death and destruction. He said, you're not moving your body like it's your instrument. Start again, but this time, you use your body as an instrument to say something. Bro, that was so deep. And now it's like very regular for us because he taught me that so many years ago. But to my mind, it was mind-blowing. He didn't say anything about fighting. It was just like, everybody got the information. We went back and we started. And it was different. Then I noticed when the training was over, we were all feeling better. That wasn't normal. Every time we finished training, we felt bad, just so you know. Okay, it didn't feel good. But I felt energized. I was like, man, I noticed. I go home, can't stop thinking about the guy. Well, he's going to be there tomorrow. For 1 month, he does this. I get addicted to the moments that he speaks. Just waiting, just showing up. I'll go through whatever, just, goddamn, say something, please. Right? Start absorbing him. As time goes forward, I know it's a long story right now. As time goes forward,
This is great.
I can tell the audience is with me. That's why I continue. As time goes,
Tracking hardcore, dude. This is great.
thank you. As time goes forward, we end up doing this show, an enormous show, and learned a lot, went through it, but it was time for Manu to leave, go back to LA. And he comes to me and he says, I would go to shake his hand and say bye. He was by a water fountain. Funny, I met Mystery by a water fountain too, the important conversation we had. And I said, thank you, sir. You helped me a lot, blah, blah, blah. And he said, you know, I invited you to LA. You should really consider it. You should come over there. I don't invite everybody, but you should come. That one hit me really hard because I felt like I was going to miss him when he left, and I felt like I was going to lose power or something. I said, okay, sir, thank you. I'll think about it, thinking I'm never going to go. He went away. A little bit of time passed. There's a movie called The Ultimate Fight. I'm in that movie. Ernie Jr., starring Ernie Jr., directed and written by Manu Tupounian Jr. So I go and I'm part of this movie. For 2.5 weeks, I live in Canada with my team. I grow up in 2.5 weeks a lot. Okay? And man, quite an adventure. But Manu is not on the set yet because we're in Canada, he's in LA. As we're shooting this movie, Manu arrives at some point. I'm struggling with one goddamn line. Oh shit. That's it. Look at that. Oh shit, look at that, or something like that, right? So it's my turn to go up. There's a hustler, you know, Playboy hustler. There's a hustler, whatever the fuck they were called when they would win the Hustler Award. There's a Playboy Bunny and the hustler, whatever the fuck she was. She's casted, she's in the movie. She's smoking hot. I'm 18. She's just perfect. She's on the set as a fucking, come on, man, just do the math, right? Kino, the fighter from UFC, is that his name? Kino Slice? Not Kimbo. Oh, wait.
Kimbo.
No. UFC 3. UFC 4.
Like Kevin Randleman?
No, before. I'm telling you guys, before them. The guy who fought Hoyt Gracie for 25 minutes or something, almost beat him. The only guy who almost beat Hoyt Gracie. Find out who that was.
Oh, Rampage.
Look at this beast. Look up this guy. Someone, Fernando can find it fast. Okay, just give us the name. We'll look him up name. So, anyways, that guy's cast as a main bad guy. What? Kimo. K-I-M-O. Leopoldo.
Oh, yeah.
He's a beast. My God. You know Jason Mimosa, whatever the fuck his name is? He looked like that guy, but he was a UFC fighter. We had seen him fight in the UFC. No holds barred, no gloves, no nada. He's there. Ernie Jr. is there. I get a chance to see my own brother face Kimo. Man, I do the math. I'm a fighter. Reminds me of Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris. Damn, is Ernie Jr. better than this guy? Like, well, this guy's a beast, but like, if I keep doing the math, I think Jr. could take this guy on. Because we don't know these guys. These guys' little crew. Not everybody's friendly in martial arts with each other. Everybody's being respectful, but on the verge of being disrespectful. It's kind of like prison. It feels like that for me. Not that I've been to it, but when I watch the shows, that's how I know. So anyways, Junior's there, he's there. Then there's a guy who's the current Eskrima, which is stick fighting, world champion. He fights that shit. He's the main star. He's a little Filipino guy. He's in the movie. So is Master Reyes. This is the martial arts level of the top guys. Right under them is my team. In my team, I'm the second worst technician. The only guy worse than me, his name is Ferdinand, Ferdy. Never knew if Ferdy was on the team. But as bad as I was the gold medal champion for 1992, 1996 Junior Olympics twice, right? And third in the world with nunchucks. Like, I had rank in martial arts, right? Competing too, even though I didn't care about that. But I was way down the ladder of these masters, right? So these are the men on set. There's the female. Manu enters. I see him, just happens to walk up at the moment that it's my turn to do my first lines in a movie. I've never had a line. I've done kicks and stuff. All right, action. I never forget, there was a tree here, and the girl sat in the tree, like swinging her leg, just watching, right? And I was so aware of her. She was wearing blue jeans like this. She was wearing a tight white shirt, small, big old, beautiful, the greatest breasts I've ever seen in my life at that time. Short red sleeve. She had a little stuffed animal, because she was doing the scene like that. If you watch the movie, you'll see that stuffed animal. So she just went up there and watching me. Just like any man, I want to impress her. Action. All right, ready? Go. And I go, wow, look at that. What is that? Oh, wow. Cut! Ugh. It's Ernie Jr.'s voice, my friend, my brother. He says, Arash, sounds fake. Do it again. Make it real. Oh, shit. How do you make it real? I mean, I'm going to do my best, right? I don't know how to act. Action. All right, I'm going to make it real. So what does that mean normally? It means more effort normally. Like, that's what you think. Oh, shit. Baba, cut! Bro, do it right. Oh, okay, right. And Junior is not nice. I tell you, he's one of the coolest guys I've ever met. As we are involved in the Nick Diaz training and fighting in December 7th, Ernie Jr. is involved with Nate Diaz like that. Isn't that amazing? And my life has followed his path, just my own way. But I'm telling you, I wanted to be him. It's a trip. I just realized that right now. So he stops me 4 times and gets frustrated. Junior walks up, he's like, bro, he hits me in the shoulder like this. He goes like this. He said, can you do this or not, man? I'm like, man, I'm fucking trying, dude. But I'm more worried about the girl in this whole thing. Isn't that crazy? Like, hey, can you not do that so like loud and clear? You know what I mean? He didn't give a fuck. He's like, get it right, man. He goes, all right, one last time, one more time. Suddenly Manu comes up. Just walks right in, right? Everybody shuts up. Puts his hand on my shoulder, walks me to the side. And he says to me, his first words. He says, look up there. He goes, imagine a bird. I'm trying. He goes, no, you're pretending you're seeing a bird. He goes, see a bird. His words, create a bird. First tattoo is create. I'm doing that. You know, he can perceive as any teacher can perceive when it's happening. He goes like that. I'm like, oh, okay. He goes, ready? Can you see the bird? I'm like, yeah. He says, keep your focus on it. He says, let it just fly and follow it with your eyes, but don't pretend. Watch it. You don't know where it's going to go. Keep watching it. Okay, go. He's like, good. He goes, point to it. He says, good. He says, that's how you're going to see the bird. And he says, don't rush. When they say action, look up, see the bird. Follow with your eyes. He goes, then point to it, but don't say anything. Then he goes, my line was, oh shit, or something like that, right? He says, sometimes a person could win the lottery, and when they see the lottery, they go, oh shit, I won. Then I had never heard the word pussy. The word pussy come out of an adult male that wasn't in like high school or something. Not like a respectable man, right? He says to me, or maybe you got some good pussy. And my heart dropped. I was like, whoa, that was weird, right? And he's all, and you go, oh shit, that's some good pussy. He goes, I don't care. Just when you say, oh shit, make sure you're saying, oh shit, to something that's real to you. He says, when they say action, create the bird, follow it, get the feeling of, oh shit, whatever that is. He goes, when it's all the way up here, just say it, oh shit. You got it? I was like, yeah. I had a route to go, still nervous. All right, action. Here I go. Still nervous, I'm aware of me. You know, if you've ever done private moment, you know what that feels like. Oh shit. I'm waiting for him to say cut. Oh, keep going, the scene. All right, next thing, and cut. All right, that's a wrap. Woo. Man, I feel elevated. Like, fuck, he got me out of this mess. Using my imagination and using something inside of me like nobody knew. He even told me. He said, nobody needs to know this part, about the pussy part, right? I go in the cafeteria. I seem to have a problem with cafeterias. Where I go to the cafeteria, I seem to sit alone, even when my friends are there. So I go to the cafeteria, and I remember sitting there and going, how come my friends are over there? Fuck it. I'm eating, and I know where the girl is. Everybody knows where the girl is. Who's she eating with? Right? She's sitting with the stars, whatever. I'm not an extra, I'm featured, but still, those guys are the stars. And so, Manu walks in. I see this girl get up, run, throw her arms up, jump on him and straddle him. He's a big man. And he just like, ooh, sits down. And at that moment, I thought, that guy likes pussy. Do you know it? Because he told me, will you get some good pussy? I was like, man, the bitch doesn't know it. I don't know what she thinks this older guy is, but he just told me, you get some good pussy. You know what I mean? And so I saw how he was really like enjoying himself. Really affected me. The rest of that movie, he was there. And he would continue to tell us to use our imagination and to live in a reality inside that wouldn't violate the outside, but would complement the outside, the scene. And to remain in character, how important that was. How important it was that before we showed up in front of the cameras, that we were already in character. He would tell us stories. And me as a martial artist, I found this very valuable because I knew how much of the fighting was psychological. So I started to use this and use this and use this. This is over. I fly back to the United States. School starts. I go to college at this point. The next day in college, nothing makes sense. Everybody seems like they're lying. The teacher's lying. Everybody's lying. So I walk out of one class. I happened to have a final that day. I had spoken to him about, he's like, well, what do you want to do? We had a conversation. I said, I want to be a psychologist. He's like, why do you want to be a psychologist? I said, I want to know about people. He said, do you know anything about psychology? I said, no. He said, you should read about psychology and see what they do. He gave me some facts about it. So I listened to him and I did, and it seemed like it was phony based on what he said. So I go to psychology class, I do my final. My teacher acts up because he's a psychologist, and psychologists are not interested in fixing you because they don't know how to do it, right? They're interested in showing you that you're not okay and that they know more. That's all a psychologist does. It's like he's stroking his own fucking cock all day. He's telling you his problems while you're telling him yours, right? If you've ever been to a therapist, psychologist, you know you made a fucking mistake. Okay? And get your girls out of that shit as soon as possible. They're destroying your relationship. Don't listen imagine your woman getting a relationship advice from a psychologist. If it's a guy, he's fucking her. If it's a girl, she wants her away from you. Okay? So this is what I was facing. My teacher acts up. My personality's always been the same. I leave class. I cuss at the teacher. I take off. I text my girlfriend on pager. She meets me in the cafeteria. I don't know why I say this. I say, do you remember that guy named Manu Tupo? She's like, yeah. I said, you know, he lives in LA. She said, yeah. I said, I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there. I'm going to study with this man. I can't stop thinking about him. He changed my life. She goes, when? I go, tomorrow. She goes, tomorrow? How? I said, I don't know. I got to convince my parents to get out of there because the only thing they want is for me to graduate college. That's all they asked me. That's all they wanted from me. Just graduate college, right? So I'm going to tell them I'm not going to do that. So I don't know how, just like everything else, I was guided by a higher power. So I went, I spoke to my parents, they accepted it, next blah, blah, blah. Next day, by fucking 2 p.m., I was on the road to LA, not knowing where the fuck I'm going, what I'm doing. As I drive into Hollywood, my mom is making phone calls trying to get me a spot to live in. I end up living in the same complex that Ernie Jr. and his brother Lee lives in. I drive up, I go in, open the fucking door. I've never been living by myself. I don't know, I'm 19 or something, or 20, I think. As I open the doors, I shut the door. I look around the room. There's a little cord coming out of the wall for telephone. There's no furniture. It's about this big, the whole place. Maybe this big, about this big. And I look at the fucking place and I go, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, I don't even know how I got there, bro. What am I doing? I have a girlfriend back at home. I have my family. I was the #1 instructor. I had making good money. I had everything. I remember thinking, oh shit, I fucked up. I got to go back. Right? I got to get in the car and go right back. And then I thought, no, I should do one class before I go. I can last a week. It just happened to be his class was every Wednesday night. I got there Saturday or Sunday, I remember. Friday, Saturday, I think it was Saturday I got there. So I have to wait till Wednesday. I got nothing to do. Life goes on. That's a great story. We don't need to know. Wednesday night, I show up to my first class. Oh man, I can't wait. Manu's gonna greet me. He's gonna be like, hey, you made it. Hug. I got you. I show up in the ghetto. I'm scared to park the car. First person I run into is at the liquor store. My brother and teammate, Lee Reyes, Ernie's brother. He's buying some Funyuns. What's up, bro? He goes like this. Hey. Hey, the fuck, bro? All right. Okay, gets his stuff. He doesn't even say, I'll see you in there. He doesn't even say, do you need help? He fucking grabs and goes in. I'm like, I'll buy something. What did he buy? He bought Funyuns. I'll get a drink. Banana or something. All right, I'm going to walk, follow him, right next door, complex, go in. The smell of the place. I open the door. It's a small little theater. These guys have been there, some of them, right? Exactly. You know, exactly, you see it. Hollywood. Yeah, man. That's why it's so good that they've been around. It's good for you guys. It's better if you can see these places. They've walked these places. They've sat in these seats. I walk in, open the door. I immediately see this giant man sitting in the middle of the theater and these chairs as a stage. He doesn't look when I open the door. I'm like, yeah, I'm home. I'm safe. I walk right up to him. I go right in front of him. I'm standing. He's still looking straight. I'm right here. Swear to God, he doesn't look at me, right? I get a little weird, so I kind of move back slightly, and I wait. And then I go, Manu, I'm here. He goes like this. Good. I was like, yeah, I'm real excited to get this going. He goes, good, go in the back. Sit down. Bro, I went in there and sat down. I was like, fuck this. No, seriously, fuck this. I don't want to be here. I went from being I walk into a room, everybody would stand up and bow. I was at that level in the martial arts. If they didn't, they get push-ups, just so you know. Okay, that's the level I reached in the martial arts in that organization. And now, what? Fuck you guys, man. So I kind of cower into myself 3 rows back. And I'm like, man, this is bullshit. And then another guy comes in that I used to know, Tino, who's a stepbrother of those guys. He comes in. He's younger than me. I'm like, oh, this guy is going to treat me good. He's younger than me. He looks up to me. He comes in. He goes to Manu. Manu's like, hey, Tino. I was like, oh, no way, bro. Oh, that's because he's younger. Tino comes up. Tino. He's like this. He laughs. Goes on the back. Hey man, I need to get the fuck out of here right now. For real though. Like, no, I don't know what's going on. That's not how I'm treated at home with these people. What's wrong with these faggots? My saving grace is going to be Ernie. Ernie comes in. Ernie looks at me like this and goes like this. I don't even say hi at that point. He goes, sits next to Manu, they're chatting it up. Okay? Then, the guy, his assistant, that would be like Yogi Chris in this case, very powerful white guy, comes up and he says, go on the stage and do the relaxation exercise that I taught. He came to my house, showed me some relaxation. Just get up there. I'm like, bro, I don't want to go up. I want to fight everyone. I want to get the fuck out. I want to flip everybody off. That's my character. Fuck all you fucking assholes. I don't need this shit. I got my own shit going on. Fuck you. I thought you invited me here, man. So I go over there. All right, close my eyes and start relaxing. There's people on stage. And I start hearing weird shit. If you've never been into a theater class, people make weird sounds. I start hearing, I was like, oh, what the fuck? I want to open my eyes. Like, what's going on around me? I hear stomping. I hear laughter. I hear new voices. I hear, hi, Manu. Girl voice. I'm like, ooh, she sounds so sweet. Right? But my eyes are closed. It seems like forever. Then he's like, okay, everybody sit up. Baby, send me your address. I'll be in. Not yet. I'm still in a podcast. I'll text you when I'm done. So then he's like, okay, sit up, find a comfortable position, identify yourselves. I was like, okay, it's going to be like, hi, my name is Arash. You know, I'm a black belt, blah, blah, blah. So I'm getting ready. I sit up. I open my eyes. Everybody's eyes are closed. Oh, close your eyes. I'm like a little circle of people on stage, right? So I kind of peek. Damn, everybody's eyes are closed. Suddenly I start hearing this. Oh. My eyes are closed. Is somebody fucking chanting? Then I hear, oh. The class starts oming. Well, am I supposed to fucking ohm? Or I'm just going to sit here. Nah, dude, I got to ohm, right? I'm like, voice cracks, right? The first time it comes out, fuck. And then I hear this rumbling. It's like the wood floor that we're on is moving. It's the deepest. I could feel it. I'm like, man, who the fuck is that guy? Right? This keeps going, and then I hear this. It goes for a while. Enough for me to catch my voice and be able to make it sound at least fucking like I know what I'm doing. So now I'm just like, trying to make it sound like them. And then he goes, okay, got it. And he starts laughing. Open your eyes. Thank God, I open my eyes. Everyone looks all like, they just look so bright in that class. They're just like they've done some kind of fucking drugs or some shit. Like, and I'm just like, oh, okay. And he's like, okay, tonight we have this is not what's going on, blah, blah. And someone says, blah, 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 Jesus Christ. Now, what I say next is going to maybe upset some people, but you have to understand the context. Someone's like, yeah, Jesus Christ. Suddenly, in the middle of the fucking theater, this man shouts, fuck Jesus Christ. Whoa, bro. I flew out of my body. Okay? Like if you see Doctor Strange where the ancient one touches him. I had an experience like that because I had never heard those words, never that loud, never that clearly, never with so much authority. And I looked around like someone's going to attack him or someone's going to be like, you can't say that, right? He goes, fuck Jesus Christ. And then there's a silence. And he goes, fuck Jesus Christ. And then the class starts laughing. My heart's beating hella fast. I go, oh, that's weird. What the fuck is this, right? I don't even know Jesus, but I ain't going to say that, right? So that's kind of weird, man. Okay. Class starts. I watch these guys. They're incredible. Class ends. I walk out. The moment I walk out, it's like 2:30 a.m. Class ends around 2 a.m. I got to walk to my car in this ghetto neighborhood by myself. Why? Because I guess I didn't have any friends and I thought I did. I'm walking. All these fucking homeless fucking weird people out there. I remember smelling that smoggy air of LA, right, Hollywood, and it was so crisp and clean. I remember looking around and going, I'm not afraid of anybody right now. In fact, I felt something, some familiar thing that I know real well. I was like, I hope someone tries something. I don't know why, but I think I can handle it. So I walked slow, strut my way, get in my car, drive. I find I'm on some high. I can breathe better. I'm like a vampire, it feels like. I get to my house, there's no parking for 3 blocks. It was stupid over there. I have to walk another 3 blocks. I get into the house around 3:30 a.m., man. I lay down. I wake up. I'm a changed man. I don't know what happened. Hey, the pill was swallowed. The world looks different. So Manu Tupo, that took a whole hour. Manu Tupo was the first guy, right, who did that. Then I stayed there and I studied with him for about a year and a half. But I studied the way I study. I studied 100% with everything I had. I wasn't joking, right? And so I became a great student of his, not the best student, but we had a great friendship. And I got to learn so much from him. So everything we do, our process, that logo behind your head, all that comes because before he passed away, I was there. It was one of the stories I wanted to run in my life, the master of the martial arts dying, passing on the teaching, you know. He told me, he said, take what I taught you, take what you already know. He said, combine it, create a new arts form. He said, give it to the world and civilize them. He also said, create a martial arts demo team one day. Because I had the #1 martial arts demo team at the time. I'd come from Ernie Reyes and I'd done my own thing after that, whatever. And he says, create your own martial arts demo team. And he said, a real martial arts demonstration team, he goes, you would take a handful of people, you would go to Iraq, because that was the time that was happening. And he goes, you 5 or 6 would stop the war. And he goes, that's a demonstration of martial arts skill. He says, you do that one day. Amongst other things. And we're doing that now. I'm creating a group of warriors who are socially so able as Jedi and Sith Lords that they can go into a place and resolve conflicts with their presence and communication, but have the ability to kick ass too. Okay? Manu Tupo.
Cheers.
Salute. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you for that, AZD. That was a phenomenal hour and really shed light on a lot of stuff.
Can you believe it was an hour? Can you believe that was an hour, 54 minutes? We started right on time.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal
It's amazing,
hour.
right?
I know there's some new people here. There's some people that have been here for a while. And whoever you are, new or old, there's something in that message of that story and that origin. And, you know, it's that alchemy that you synthesized and added to that keeps me coming back and keeps me very engaged and interested. It's highly relevant. There's people that are extremely successful in life, and these tools I can attest to. And I'm a rookie in this, very novice. They work incredibly. And if these interest you, you should stick around and come back.
Yeah.
I can't leave that hour, but we're here for once a week, freely available, and there's other classes here as well that are very rich and engaging where these processes are explored at a deeper level and they're taught very effectively in a unique style where they actually stick.
Well, I would like to interject what I think everybody got a message from it. But I would tell you, because I'm a little wiser today than before, the message that if you got the message I'm about to tell you, if you didn't, look for this message, because this message will get you on the way. The story has a lot of powerful things in it, okay? But here's what I want you to know that changed my life. I did meet a supernatural being that was actual living, breathing flesh. I've met that guy in the storyline who's, if you read The Way of the Peaceful Warrior, Socrates, or that Yoda, or that guy. He was that guy, right? Somehow, I came across a magical being, somebody who was paving his way through life and kicking ass and making people better using what he had discovered somehow. His certainty was a lot on what he knew, and right? And so that was enough for me to know that magical beings existed. Right? As stories went on forward, and his communication to me, as my communication to my students, is the same thing. You're just like me. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. We must have a history. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. I must know you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. Why? I can understand why he would say that, because the way he communicated, if you didn't know him, you can't listen to someone say, fuck Jesus in a situation like that and come back free. You're going to have to understand a lot deeper about him on some level, because that's just crazy. There are a lot of things that seem crazy, but he was not crazy. He was the most sane individual I ever met so far in my life, right? Super sane. I met some really sane individuals, right? So get this, right? There are individuals who are extraordinary, okay? And what if you were one of them? I am. But I would have never known until somebody came and recognized it in me. Because all the conversations with him pointed towards that with me. It wasn't like I sat and talked to him every day. I barely talked to him. However, in class, I never missed one class, ever. And I never missed one day of putting up work, ever. What does that mean? That means when it was time, I would get up on stage and I would do it. And there was weeks where people wouldn't do it. They had reasons. I was there in LA for one reason only, to learn. They lived there. They wanted to be actors. I didn't want to be an actor. I just wanted to study what he was teaching. So I had nothing else to do. So 7 days a week, the 6 days up to the theater, I would just do what he did. I would do relaxation exercises, commune with nature. Okay, I'm done. Now what do I do? Relaxation exercises, commune with nature. Now what? I'm bored of that. Imagination. Bored of that. Like, I would just cycle through these 4 or 5 exercises he gave us. Right? And they were so powerful. If you guys do one of them here, you'll see what's going on. I spent a year just doing that, right? And it's this what I call the process. It turned me inside out and upside down. He taught me to not run away from my emotions, but to harness the power of the emotions, right? He taught me that my imagination, if someone says, you're just imagining that's like saying to somebody, well, that's just an atom bomb you have. What do you mean? I'm just imagining that. I'm about to change reality with it. He showed me the power of imagination. He showed me that if you keep your integrity, it's very important. My father had shown me that too, but nobody really admires their own dad as much as they admire some stranger who does some shit like that. So he showed me that in Hollywood, if they offer you a tremendous amount of money, refuse it if it's not aligned with your craft. He demonstrated that to me, and I got to play that out in my life many times. He showed me that it's okay to think that you lived before. He was convinced of past lives. He lived as if he had lived before, right? He conducted himself as if he'd lived before. He showed me that if a woman disrespects you, no matter how much she loves you and how much care she gives you and comfort, even when you're dying, you tell the bitch to get out. And in his case, after 17 years, she disrespected his friends. And let me tell you who his friends were. He was a Scientologist. I also was a Scientologist too. And he took his 17-year relationship to one of these events at the Church of Scientology, which are very spectacular. They have a lot of stars and stuff. He said when he introduced her, she was rude. So he pulled her aside. He said, these are my friends. Don't be rude to them. He said, then they went to a second event. She was rude again. He said, they came home. He said to her, get out. What do you mean? He said, I told you, don't disrespect my friends. Get out. And that was the end of a 17-year relationship. He was on his deathbed. Because I was like, you don't have a girl to take care of you. Oh, well, just kicked her out not too long ago. How long? 17 years, you never told us. She was rude. Rude to my friends. I took her to the church. I told her, don't disrespect my friend. He knew how to conduct himself in a group. He was a master of what he did, right? He taught me that was okay. He taught me it was okay to go to college, even though I hated college. I was against it. Why? Because he was an anthropologist, which is a person who goes around and studies cultures. But he was born a prince. He was actual prince, bloodline. Like he was the Prince of Fiji. And he chose to not be a prince and go and study anthropology because he wanted to know about people. Through that, I forgot the incident, something about acting happened where he tried it and it really freed him up. And he realized he wanted to pursue acting as a path of life, not like to be an actor, right? And he had all these things coming, but he chose his path. He showed me that you could do that, and it's okay. You don't gotta listen to people. He showed me a lot of things, right? I don't know. I'm sure you could look it up on Wiki somewhere. I don't know how he did that. Something happened. Someone saw him somewhere and said, you have a good look or something. I know, but I'm 30 minutes away from your house. I came to pick up the... Okay. Okay, so that's that. Anything else? We'll go a little bit longer.
Man, that's awesome to hear that. I have no idea of those origins and how the process was actually born from that understanding of what he was showing you. And it's interesting, you talk about the acting. There's so much actually in acting that, I mean, even I don't know, and I'm sure people that don't practice theater even know, but I do recall I was with Bob Proctor one time, and he was really big on acting as well. I always recommended, I think, Stella Adler, another teacher of acting, so that you can actually become what you seek first.
So you want to know something interesting about that? Manu is one of Stella Adler's top students. He was taught by her.
Wow.
That's right. He would tell us stories of Stella Adler.
Fascinating.
If you want to get an idea of Manu's intensity, watch Stella Adler on YouTube right now and turn her into a man and a prince. She's intense, powerful. She trained him, and he was one of the greatest there ever was, right? When John Travolta lost his son at some point, look up his history. John Travolta lost his son, Jet, through some accident or some shit. He started to go crazy. He was going to lose it. He lived with Manu for 6 months. Manu brought him out of that. Before he passed away, I was at his house. He was real proud. He said, go into my Rolodex. It was a Rolodex that had phone numbers. He said to me, go through it real quick. Man, it was like celebrity after celebrity after celebrity after celebrity. Then it said like Prince, whatever. It was like, it was just so, he was so proud of it, right? He's like, look. And then in some of them, as he flipped it, there was like a little note. It was like it would be like someone wrote you a letter, small letter, and he had folded and put it right next to it. And it was like a thank you thing from him, you know? And he said, go into my room. First time I went to his other room. He said, look under the drawer, bring out these letters. I go in his room and I see on the wall, you see I have my masks on my wall? He had masks on his wall. But those masks he had picked up by traveling the world as an anthropologist and living with pygmies and shit like that. They were actual wooden masks from different jungle areas, and they were on his wall. You could feel the power of them. I came back and said, well, I didn't know you had masks. Oh, yeah, got those from different tribes, this and that, right? But he picked up these 2 letters. One letter was from the person who took the position of L. Ron Hubbard in Scientology, meaning the leader of Church Scientology. It was a letter to him. And it was thanking him for stopping the attacks on Scientology between whatever country. He had handled a country. And it was a thank you for resolving this conflict between this country and Scientology. The second letter was somebody in Fiji or Tonga, I don't remember because he was from both, thanking him for stopping a war between 2 tribes. These are his 2 favorite letters, right? And he said to me, he said, those I'm very proud of. You know what I mean? Oh, man. And then when he died, he told his best friend at the time, or whoever, his top student, the guy that was working with him, he said, keep my Rolex watch and keep that letter, right? And so when I remember when we walked up to his funeral, there was a book of Marlon Brando open like this. It's called Brando. There was a little table like this. They had a book open like this. They had a fish bowl and a piece of paper with a pen. If you have any messages from Manu, write it here. He's going to get it, it said, right? Rolex and a letter, right? Those things were on that table. Woo! Thank you, blah, blah, blah. Tears start welling up in my face. This shit's becoming real. I've never been to a funeral like this. Put in there, go sit down. It's so beautiful. It's in the Church of Scientology, in the Celebrity Center, man. And then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming, blah, blah, blah. Ken walks up. He's beaming. He looks like he's channeling Manu. I don't know if him or Manu talking. He's saying weird shit. He's looking at the back of the crowd. Jack, my good friend, it's been so long. I'm like, is that Ken talking? But the same compassion of Manu. Thank you for making it. It's so good to see you. Blah, blah. Oh, so-and-so. I'm so glad you made it. I'm like, is Ken doing that or is he doing that? Now, I wasn't so involved in the spirit world that way. I just thought I was making shit up. And then he says, I'd like to introduce the first guest. He's a high priest of Fiji. He's a this, that, blah, 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 blah. His highness, his this, his that, his fucking big dick guy, whatever. So-and-so. Man, this fucking gets up. If you want to know presence, it was this guy. It was a black man, light skin. He was wearing a gold outfit, just embroidered in gold, head to toe. Zoom. But like almost like button. It looks like a skirt almost. With a gold hat. He had 4 beautiful women with him, dressed in pink in the same outfit with gold intricate designs. He got up, they all got up with him. He went to the podium, chest out. He wasn't buff, but he was so solid. And he looked out with this like stone face. You know, he looked like you imagine like a shaman, like a powerful shaman, right? He wasn't smiling, he just looked out like with, almost looked like a skull, you know? And he was like, Manu Tupo was the Prince of Fiji. That shit hit me so hard, you don't even know. I remember like inside, I was like, what? Because Manu would say all these things about being a prince, and I thought he was just full of himself. I never knew he was actual prince until that day. And he goes, his father was chief, blah, blah, blah. The chief, blah, blah, blah. His mother from Tonga, blah, blah, blah. This makes Manu royalty bloodline of Tonga and Chile. Manu was offered a position of being the prince many times. He refused because his passion was his theater. Dude, it was right around here that I just felt tears come out of nowhere and just stick in my face. Because one thought went through my head, what if I had known that? I'll tell you what difference it would have made. We used to go eat this place called Krung Thai. I don't know if I went with them, but I would always go with my girlfriends, right? Little things that I thought he was exaggerating. We were eating there. One day, it's just him and I. He comes to San Jose for that. And I say, he's like, I love this place. He goes, I've eaten the greatest shrimp all around the world. And he goes, this here is the greatest, fit for royalty. And he goes like this, we eat like kings here, Arash. So, right on, yeah. Yeah, but that was a prince talking to me. He wasn't joking. Then he would say to me, you are royalty. I know royalty, my friend. Don't be like them. Don't act like them. You're not like them. You're royalty. Now, if I knew that this actual guy was that guy that said that, I would have listened a little differently. Because I would listen like, yeah, that's cool, thank you, you know what I mean? But it's like, no, that's a prince telling me that. Right? That's Nick Diaz telling you guys, you are a great fighter. And you don't know he's Nick Diaz. You think that's a tough guy though, right? That's a tough guy. No. That's Nick Diaz talking to you. That's a prince telling you so many times, don't carry yourself like that. How would you do it? Why are you dressed like that? Why did you do that? Why do you think you need their approval? Eat like that. This, that. Don't lose respect for yourself. Don't compromise for bread and butter. This, that. It hit me so hard. I started bawling. I missed him so much suddenly because I just wanted one more chance. I was like, God, if I could go back, I would listen to him differently. I didn't know. And I remember I got mad. I was like, but why didn't he say it? Why don't you like sit me down and go, no. I'm actually Manu Tupo. I'm not a director and actor who's brilliant. I was born a prince and chose this art over that. Right? Then the guy said that they're building a national theater for him in Fiji. That was a long time ago, so I wonder if there is one. I knew they were because Manu called me and said he wanted to do a program with me. He wanted me to send him 6 guys to Fiji for 6 months. He would train them in his tech. This was his words. In exchange, they would live in that beautiful theater. And he said they could have anything they want while they're here. He was a prince. He said, I'll train them. He goes, their job is to keep the theater safe. He said, after 6 months, rotate them back, send me 6 more guys. He said, I'll train your guys, they'll come back to you. And he goes, and then you can come. And he goes, then open a theater with me in San Jose. You know? So here it is, Manu. Here's the theater, here's the guys. That's what we're doing, right? That's the story. That's everything to us. But then if I told you about Ernie Jr., then you would see that without Ernie Jr., this wouldn't have happened. But without Ernie Sr., this wouldn't have happened, his dad. And it's funny, it's like every single person, without my father, this wouldn't have happened. Okay? Without Mystery, this wouldn't have happened. Without Batata, this wouldn't have happened. So it's like, really though, I'm in front, but all these people are behind pushing me. Right? And so when I get to go out tonight, and I get to go out tonight, because every time I get to do something, I get to do it. Right? You should live on this planet as if you're a prisoner. Then you'll know what's going on. Okay? You get to take a shower. Congratulations. You get to have warm food today. Congratulations. Tonight, you get to go out. Congratulations. I haven't been able to go out for a couple of days because I've had some kind of bite on my chest that's been killing me. I've been wanting to go out. Couldn't go out. Right? Tonight, I get to go out again. Yes, I'm going to take that shit very, very fortunately and seriously. No, nothing's going to get me down. Get the fuck out of here. Right? And Manu, I'm very good. No, I just censored myself. I'm a master of frames. Master of frames. That's because Manu's the one that taught me that, actually. It wasn't, I didn't pick it up anywhere else, because as one of his students, you'd have to be able to take the perspective of different characters all the time. Not just your own character. If he's on the set with me, I need to know his character as good as I know my character so I can relate to him better. I need to know where the other actor's motivation is coming from. So when let's say it's Ambu. Let's say I know Ambu the way I know Ambu. He's a ninja, he's an assassin. I know that. Let's say if Ambu walks in and I know that about him in the movie, but nobody else knows that about him. And Ambu walks in and says, AZD, we got to be ready tonight at 7. Something's going down. 8 guys in the room. They don't know him the way I know him. When he says that, I got to immediately get up, grab my knives and shit, and call the house and say I may not make it tonight. But I need to know that about his history. So his words affect me as an actor on stage, truly. Oh shit, somebody said that right now, right? And so when you're in a tribe like ours, and we get to share our stories all the time, you see how strong the group gets. Okay? Okay, we're way past time, but I'll go another 15 minutes.
Absolutely awesome. You know, I've only seen the evidence of this when we're out, and it has been very noticed by others in the field. They can't tell exactly what it is, but
they'll never catch
I come about. Yeah, they don't know exactly what it is, but there's an X factor that's present. Mm-hmm. So it's fascinating. It's very fascinating to learn where this all started from. Mm-hmm. A Fijian prince trained by Stella Adler.
Stella Adler and Lee Strasberg. Look up Lee Strasberg. Manu was trained by Stella Adler and Lee Strasberg. And some other famous guy that I never really, his name never stuck to me. Right? He was in the class with Marlon Brando. He's a classmate. One of my favorite stories is Marlon Brando. According to Manu, Marlon Brando was the greatest actor that ever lived. Okay? It's not a little thing to say about that guy. And the story was, it was time for Brando's scene. And he was supposed to be in a wheelchair or some shit in the scene. And they're like, where is Brando? And like, the lights are ready. And in Hollywood, you cannot waste time when it comes to this shit, guys. Because it's like every minute in a movie costs so much with all the stuff that goes on, high budget movies. So he's telling me that all the actors are ready. He's on set. And everybody's like, Brando, where's Brando? They go to his trailer, but they don't want to bother him because the door's closed and it says, do not disturb. And some of these actors, when they get to that level, you don't fuck with them. They run the whole movie, basically. They say, that guy's fired, he's fired. Like Tom Cruise is someone like that. The high-level actor, they'll do whatever the fuck they want on set, right? So Brando had reached that level. And he said there were like, and he goes, there's all these people outside his fucking trailer trying to come up with a way to like get him out. Is he okay? But they don't want to interrupt him. They know something about him. Don't interrupt his process. And these guys are getting to know that about me. As everybody's figuring it out, he goes, suddenly the door is kicked open to the trailer and it goes like it hits. It goes, Brando is in a wheelchair and he's rolling like this. And he's just going onto the set, going crazy, right? In the zone. He goes, everybody started running. A director was like, roll film, right? They're like following him. He goes, he rolls in there, he sets up, and he's ready to go, action. And he goes, everybody was electrified. He was ready to go, and everybody wasn't ready to go, right? And that's what he would tell us. He was like, the moment they see you on stage, it's on, dude. You don't got time to warm up. Tonight, when they see you on stage, you're on, bro. That's why don't be a pussy around me. Seriously. I want to roll with shark killers. Nobody here is right now. Okay? But I got to train them. What am I supposed to do? Right? You start where you start. But that's where I come from. Okay? And that's what I exist in. So I've tried creating a team many times over. A bunch of those faggots are still watching me. What's up, old IMC Academy, you little faggots? They're watching all my stories. Hey, don't be a girl. Right? Don't be a girl. Only girls watch my stories in secret. I've made teams, destroyed teams. Made teams, destroyed teams. Made teams, destroyed teams. On and on. Made teams, destroyed teams. Okay? Until the right team arrives. Okay? And then we're getting close. We're getting close. Okay? We're getting close. Okay. 10 minutes. What do we got?
Man, that's just excellent stuff right there. AZD, assimilating this process, you bring in a lot of animals. And you mentioned Manu, the first thing he said to you was you're a fucking animal.
Yes, he did.
And you mentioned that since birth you felt this animal presence.
I went to them because I was weak as a child. And I wanted to be a superhero, but they seemed like cartoons and nobody believed in that was real. But animals seemed to have the same superpowers that they had. Like cats had agility and bears had strength and birds could fly. Eels had electricity, bats could see without their eye. Like I could tell you all the little powers they had. Some were poisonous, some could camouflage, some had 8 legs, and some spun webs. Like, oh, damn. And I realized these superheroes are taking it from them. Spider-Man, Batman, fucking Aquaman, like fucking every one of them is some kind of an animal. I would start seeing it. So it was easier for me to look at the animals and just imitate the animal because at least that was real. There was no doubt that a pit bull was fierce, right? There was no doubt that a pit bull, you could see it. It would get beat up. It would even have his ears cut off. He'd still fight. Yeah, I want to be like that, right? Or that a lion would walk through the jungle, and even though he wasn't the strongest, everything was prey to him. Like I could see that. I could see how an alligator was so patient, and that an alligator outside would get his ass kicked by many, but in the water, you can't fuck with an alligator. That a hippo was fat and big, but you better respect that big fat guy if he knows how to fucking fight. Because you can't fuck with a 4 or 500. You can't fuck with the Zotes if he's got my skills or Yogi Chris's skills. You can't even touch him. You're going to have to shoot him and hope he dies. Right? So I could see in the animals like that. And so I went to them. But they were really, in the beginning, they were just substitutes for superheroes. So I could be an animal easy. I could be a snake in my mind, you know, because I could just watch movies or even a picture of a snake would give it to me, right? But secretly, I was being superheroes too. I just didn't tell anybody that. That seemed nerdier, right? To be like, I'm fucking Johnny Storm, right? Instead of being Johnny Storm, I would think of another fucking character, like some kind of an animal. If Johnny Storm would flame on and have that power, like what animal did that? I don't know, a pufferfish, right? An eel? Like, what is it that from inside goes and you can't touch it anymore? All right, there's a few of them out there, actually. Poisonous dart, poisonous frog, used for a dart, even a porcupine. And my mind would categorize all these could be Johnny Storm, right? What about Mr. Fantastic? Well, a snake could be that. Even an anteater's tongue is that. A prehensile tail is that. I started seeing a Nightcrawler, bah, 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 bah. So I had all the superheroes categorized as these are the animal powers that would turn into that, right? But at the end of my mind, I always had the fucking superhero. Because I wasn't an animal, I was a human. I wanted animal powers in a human body.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So AZD, I know we got just a couple minutes. Just, to sum something up and leave something for everybody here, because it's been a really special hour and a half.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome.
Now, you mentioned, you noticed in Manu, there was like an extraordinary being.
Phew.
And an absolute, one word, it's extraordinary.
Yep.
So, is it correct to say that the techniques that you've been synthesizing are to release that extraordinary man in others?
Yes, because his final words are written on my wall and under one of these younger pictures, right? He said, awaken the sleeping giant in the Euphrates, which is the area I was born in, right? I didn't write all of it in there because he kept talking and just whatever I remembered I put down. But when I started talking about it later, I remembered more that he said. And he said, and speak from it, and in others, the same giant will awaken, right? And that's what I'm doing. As I gain more and more confidence of what that is, I mean, if I was not me and I saw this podcast would change my life. Because I needed to know one thing. That's why I'm telling you the message. I just wanted to know there was people with extraordinary powers. All I need to know is that they had 2 arms, 2 legs, a brain. They were born on Earth during the same time as me. I want that. I want that more than anything. I want that more than money. I want that more than women. I want that. That's what I want. Because you could have whatever the fuck you want, but when I fly in front of you, ha! Okay? Go ahead, buddy. Buy yourself some flight suits. But I'm flying without that, right? If I could teleport or turn into an animal, you could do whatever the fuck you want to do. It's me. The power is in me. It's inside me. You ain't got shit. You don't got real value. So that's what happened now when I go out. I'm the #1 player on planet Earth. Andrew Tate is a little girl. Andrew Tate is a phony. He's a plant. He's weak. Andrew Tate talking for 54 minutes would piss you off so fucking bad at some point. Okay? Just his voice doesn't work for me. That's a cartoon voice. Right? Who actually talks like this? Like how annoyed I would be if he was sitting here and said, you guys want to go out tonight? Huh? Let's really go paint this town red. No, let's not. Okay? It was red with your period blood. Maybe are you period, buddy? Okay? I'm also bleeding, but I'm bleeding from here, a little different than you. Okay? But check this out. I'm the #1 player on planet Earth. I took the game to a level that you could speak about it and people would admire it. That was because of Manu. He taught me that, how to make things beautiful. The reason why I'm telling you that. Yes, that's why. Because the same teaching has continued. I'm still in it. I'm still a student of the process, okay? That's what I do. And when we go out now, my students who are better than you at getting women, whoever you are out there, I don't care how good you think you are, these guys are better. These guys are still superficial value. And I'm real value. They will use their money to have a flight suit. They'll use everything except their true power, which I have. And I'll go out there and I will demolish every one of them tonight again. I'll massacre their sets if I wanted to. And you all need to know that that is something you need to know as a man. Because the first time I got my ass handed to me as a black belt champion was in a jiu-jitsu class by a little fucking guy named Hobbit. Okay? And at that moment, I knew I didn't want anybody to know I was a black belt anymore. That I was going to retire my black belt until I earned a new one. After that class, I never wore a black belt until I got my jiu-jitsu black belt. All my students should vouch for that. I was teaching without a belt until I got my black belt. Why? I didn't consider myself a black belt. The fuck is a black belt? We get beat up by a fucking white belt? Get the fuck out of my face, bro. Doesn't matter. And it was so humbling, right? And you're going to be humbled when you're around me. If I want to humble you. Or you could just see it and there's no reason for it. It's just that I went in there with a cocky attitude, right? So the teacher, Batata, put me against a killer, Hobbit, right? And another day I made a mistake of jogging in the class and just doing this to warm up. Okay, everybody, jogging, warm up. Well, I didn't know that if I threw some punches, Batata was going to come fight me. Call Batata.
Calling Batata Mobile.
If he talks on this, this will be huge. My jiu-jitsu coach, world champion right now. Current world champion. I don't know if we ever talked about this in public, Tim and I. I'm sure you'll hear it if you're around when he calls. We're warming up. You know how we used to warm up? I just do this, bro. I make a mistake. I'm in the Gracie Academy, half Gracie. These guys are killers. And he say, warm up, and I do this. Right? Tata comes up to me and says, you know how to box? I get nervous. It's kind of weird. Oh, no, just a little bit. Oh, really? Yeah, good. You have boxing gloves here? What the fuck? This little Brazilian guy sounds so aggressive. We're talking about 21, 22, 23 years ago. He still doesn't speak very good English, okay? He speaks very good English, but with the accent. 23 years ago, he didn't know anything. So he's a Brazilian guy looking like a fucking little pit bull or Tasmanian devil. He's like, oh. Bro, he pulls, long story short, because I threw 2 punches, he pulls me out of class. He has the class taught by somebody else. He gives me gloves. He puts on gloves. And he boxes with me. And I think he's going to go light. But the first swing that he does, I go, oh my God, this guy's going to try to knock me out. So I start thinking to myself, if I go light with him, maybe he'll understand. I'm not trying to hurt him. No. Full on. Oh my God, good thing I know how to move. Right? I got to defend myself. Bam, I hit him. He goes down for a second. He gets up, he goes, good. Good. Okay. And then he beat the shit out of me in jiu-jitsu right after that. But somehow, I think my knee went out. Oh yeah, my knee went. So then I'm like, he starts going. I'm like, oh my God, this is it, right? And then my knee was fucked up already. So my knee pops out. And normally I'd be like, I was like, oh, thank God. So I'm on the ground like, ah. He's standing with the gloves like Muhammad Ali over me. He's like, get up. I'm like, ah, no. He's like, no, you gotta keep fighting. I'm like, no, I can't, bro. I really can't, Batal. Maybe another time. I don't know this guy. He's like, get up. No. All right, take off your gloves. Right? He goes, can you wrestle on your knees? I say, yeah, I'll wrestle on my knees. And then he beat me so bad that I should have quit that day. Because he didn't know me. I know how he is now. He didn't like me. He was there to humble me. And he did. He beat me so bad that I felt like if that guy saw me anywhere in life at any point, he could do that to me. That's not okay. As a grown adult who's been training martial arts for that many years, he's got all these accolades under him, no man should be able to do that to me, bro. So that became my little secret inside. I'm going to have to one day be able to defend myself against this fucking monster. Right? Because if I leave now, if I ever see him anywhere, I have to walk the other way. Because I'm at his mercy if he talks to me. You understand? And I would like to put every man on check in the world right now when it comes to your women. I believe I can do that to your woman. I don't care who you are. And you need to know that, because I shouldn't be able to do that to you. You understand that? You can't do it to me. Okay? Nobody can do it to me. I can do it to you. But I'm not doing it as, I'm just telling you, there's an art, a technical leverage art, timing, just like jiu-jitsu, that is so superior to what you think is possible to do with your relationships that we're not in the same world. No matter what creature you think you are in that water, there's a creature so big and so massive, the sound of it will take your girl away from you. I don't need to show her anything besides my voice and 5 minutes. Now, if she decides to look into me, be careful, because then she'll see the monster there is, right? So I'm teaching that. I'm teaching you how to be a monster the way Batata taught me how to be a monster. He did it on the mat. I'm going to do it tonight in Las Vegas. Come out. Okay? All right, let me send my address to my girls coming, and we'll wrap it up when you're ready.
Yes, sir. AZD, man. Always a pleasure, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
For me too.
Being said, yeah, thank you so much for putting this class together, doing the stream, elevating humanity, and can't wait to be out there soon.
When are you coming?
I'll be there this Sunday.
Oh, man, that's close. How many days are you here for? How many days are you here?
So 3 or 4 days, then I'm coming back again like 6 days after that.
That's right, Cristali.
Yeah.
Okay, right on. You got 2 residents like that. Yeah. Right on. All right, does anybody online watching? I have, before my girl gets to have 20 minutes. Anybody have a question who doesn't know me or wants to challenge anything that I said? I would love to hear you call out my bluff. If you think I'm bullshitting in any of my stories at any point, if you registered me as a liar, I'd like to hear it. What I said that made you think I'm a liar, and ask me some questions. Okay? If not, and you don't have anything like that, then you have another type of question that's not challenging. But first, let's start with challenges. Is there anybody out there who would like to challenge anything that I've said? That I'm not who I say I am and I can't do what I say I can do? I would love to hear it. Okay? Many before you have said these things and I destroyed them and none could help them. Okay? So I'd like to hear you. Please, I'm a man. I like to be challenged. Come on. If you have something dark in your heart about me, speak up, pussy. Now's the time. Be a man. Or don't show up to my podcast anymore as a hater. Okay? I've given you who I am. I told you who I am. If it's real to you, if I saw me on the other side, I would have to be around me and know what the fuck is happening. That's why we do this shit. Okay? I don't get paid for doing this. This is not for that. This is to announce to the world, I'm here, my teachers are here, my ancestors are here, my crew is here, we're here. Okay? If there's no challenges, then I'll take a question. Take a challenge first and take a question second. Obed! You already live here. Here's Obed who lives in Vegas. Go ahead, Obed.
So, ADD, when it comes to Andrew Tate, I would say I watch him when it comes to the money aspect of things, but that's it.
Why? Why? Yeah, why? Give me one idea. Give me one idea that you've gotten from Andrew Tate that could help all of us out right now. That would be significant to know. Please, if you've been watching him, you must have at least one piece of information worth us hearing. Everybody listen carefully. About money. Go for it.
Or something that you also say.
No, not me. Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate? Okay.
Yeah.
Just take action and just do everything with speed. That's it.
You need Andrew Tate to tell you that?
No.
I'm asking you something Andrew Tate gave you. Do you hear my stories about Manu? Do you remember all that? You remember my stories about Batata?
Yes.
Remember all that? Okay.
Yes.
That nobody else can give you. Now tell me something that you got from Andrew Tate that I can use besides go for it, bro. You're a little girl if you need a man to tell you to go for it, bro. Don't even talk to me. You're a faggot if you're talking about that. Tell me something. You spend all this time sucking that man's dick. Now tell me something worth hearing since you're on my podcast. Let's hear it. Please enlighten us on something that Tate has given you on these hours of sucking his dick for him. Go ahead.
Besides that.
That's nothing. That doesn't register. You just said to a group of grown-ass men, one makes 8 fucking figures, one's a champion, like too many people here who don't need to be told, you should just go for it. Right? Do you agree, Chip?
Yeah.
That's a joke. That's a black man just like you acting like a little white girl right now. That's embarrassing. If I would say it like, bro, don't come around tonight. Tell me something you've learned from Andrew Tate about money. Besides go for it. Come on, Obed. You gotta bring it up now. Search deep. Look in your notes. What's it like to have to search so hard to find one thing?
So it's just pretty much the lifestyle. I'm just attracted to it.
What about his lifestyle? No. You can't move on with me when you say something because I'm listening. What about his lifestyle are you attracted to? Break it down. What do you see that you like? I'm not picking on you. You have the same disease everybody else has, and I have a fucking cure.
I do like the luxurious lifestyle.
No, about his. Don't say luxurious lifestyle. Andrew Tate has this. I want this. Use him, not luxurious lifestyle. I know a lot of people with luxurious lifestyles. Andrew Tate, what does he have that you want?
Andrew Tate.
He has Andrew Tate?
Nothing really.
Come on, man. You're not making sense to people. So you're either not speaking the truth or you're not speaking the truth. So what is it about him that you like about his lifestyle? What are you looking at? You're not wrong. It's your desire. Just tell us.
This is riches.
What?
Riches.
But other people are also wealthy. So is Jordan Belfort. So is fucking Grant Cardone and a bunch of other fucking people. So is Kingpin. What about his do you like? You need to give me something you saw. I want that. You can't say riches. There's a lot of people with riches. Why are you studying that little girl? What about him did you see that you like? Come on. There's a final thing to it.
Well,
yeah.
Okay.
There we
go. I want was actually my life as a pimp.
Hold on. So we'll pull back. We missed it. You got cut out. So we actually missed the whole thing. Start again.
Okay. So the first episode I had to watch about Andrew Tate, it was my life as a pimp. Even though he doesn't represent the rules and regulations of that game, it was that video that actually made me.
What about it? What about the video? We haven't seen it. Tell me what you saw and you said, that's what I want. Go ahead.
Well, one thing about him, right, he's that type of dude that when I was watching him, it felt like he had that spirit where he wanted to conquer Earth. And even with me, I feel like I have that type of mentality too, because sometimes I'll be greedy as a motherfucker. Like real shit. Like I'll be a greedy motherfucker. And I just want to take it.
He said what?
Greedy as a motherfucker.
So you like that he was greedy? Are you saying? I'm getting you like that he was greedy. He wanted to conquer Earth. Is that what attracted you to Andrew Tate?
That's what it is.
Okay, so I don't want to conquer Earth. Got it? That's not my mission at all.
Right.
And I don't think he doesn't have one ball hair to conquer Earth. Those are words of a fantasy story. Conquer Earth. How's he going to conquer Earth in jail? Fuck out of here. Okay? There's people that own Earth. We are their slaves, and I'm not oblivious to that truth. I am a slave to these people's system. I just move around. I told you I'm a prisoner. Right? I'm a king of my own world inside. Nobody can touch inside, right? As a Stoic, as a student of Epictetus, as a follower of Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Zeno, the true Stoics, the originals, we are that. That's you, if you're IMC Nation. We as Stoics don't look at a man who wants to conquer Earth as anything valuable. Hitler wanted to conquer Earth. So did Saddam. So does Bush. So did the Rockefellers. There's a lot of much more powerful people you could look at than a puny guy who has a fighting Wikipedia. That's a weakling. So if you want to, I suggest as a teacher that if you want to watch people conquer Earth, start with Alexander the Great. He conquered half of the Earth without an internet, okay? With a force of personality. He didn't have 30 arms walking around as a giant like Goliath, right? He was a man just like you and I. But he had some incredible teachers. You know who raised him in the arts, who taught him? Aristotle.
No.
Aristotle. In fact, when Alexander the Great would travel the world, one thing he would do for his teacher is he would send samples of plants and animal life and anything he could find that didn't have to Aristotle, so Aristotle could study. Aristotle taught him. And when Alexander the Great was conquering the world, one thing he had to do is visit Diogenes the dog, because he was a philosopher. If you want to conquer the world, you conquer it through ideas, not force. Okay? And I asked you about one idea that Andrew Tate gave you. Go for it. That's a very good idea that you should have by the time you're 4. You already have it at 2, by the way. At 2, 3, 4, you're going for it, bro. Otherwise, you would never learn how to walk or talk. You go for it. Don't give a fuck how many times you fail. And then you got to watch Andrew Tate lifestyle of a pimp or whatever to tell you, I want to go for it, I want to conquer the earth. Bro, you're a mouse, bro. Not you, Tate. Okay? You're squeaking somewhere. And the only people listening to you are squeakers. That's what I know. Only people that squeak. What do you think, Chip? Okay? We have a warrior amongst us. I hope you don't fail us, man. For real. Okay? Too many people come painting themselves that one way and they're not. I'm real, bro. You're going to know by tonight how real I am. Okay? This shit has no room for a weak motherfucker around me. Okay? I just can't handle that, guys. It's not worth it. We're Wolfpack now. We're real. We exist. IMC Nation is real. Okay? IMC Nation is real. It's where God is. It's in Israel. Okay? I would like to announce to everybody live right now that our brother Nick Diaz, the greatest fighter, one of the greatest fighters that ever lived, a true martial artist, a true gangster, a true, never changed his character when he got famous. Have you noticed that about that man? Never, ever gave one interview that he didn't speak what he wanted, right? Never, not once. I want you to know, December 7th, he's fighting in the UFC again. I want you to know, his training camp, we are involved in it. Okay? I would like to show you his story right now. Come close. Real close. Closer you get, the less you'll see. I'm doing this out of pride. Oh, it's a new story, so maybe he added some stuff. Get close. How many followers? 2.1 million. Got it? He's getting ready for a fight. See his Instagram? Watch this story. Watch carefully. Where's the no voice?
Chin made of iron and an unstoppable will. When Nick was at the top at Strikeforce, to this day I think he's one of the best fighters that's ever done it.
What's up, guys? Teach Nick Diaz, don't be scared, hold me gloves.
What an honor. Okay? What an honor. You can't be fake and have him post you like that, right? What an honor. Why? Because his camp will be with IMC Nation. You understand how it goes? Because we have value. And that's what it is. And he posted that today. I haven't asked him for anything. And that means everything to me. That's it. I don't want nothing else from him. You understand how that goes? That's what you need to see. That's what you need to see. Okay? So that's the group, everybody. That's the group. When my girlfriend Hannah saw it today, she was in the car when I saw it. I said, look, she said to me, finally, the right people around you. I said, getting there. She goes, I knew the first moment I saw you. I said, I had nothing. How do you know? She goes, I'll tell you why. She goes, because my family, she comes from a very powerful family. She goes, I've seen powerful men. And she goes, you had the same quality they had. She goes, you were at 100 with everything you did. With me, you were at 100 every time. With other girlfriends, you were at 100. With your business, you were at 100. When you got in an argument with someone, you were at 100. When you loved someone, you were at 100. When you were with your parents, you were at 100. And she just said, I could just see that is exactly what it's going to take to be the best in the world. And she goes, now you got the right people around you. I said, I got one. Okay? But they're all going to come. Because that's what this is built for. This is not built for the This is not built for the pussy, guys. I'm not here to teach pussies, right? That's why I'm excited that Chip's here. I've been talking really good behind his back from what I see on the outside, right? Things change when people come here. And now he's going to step into my world. I respect everybody in their world, but this is my world, and we're going to see, and I'm going to train him in this world. If there was no value in it, I wouldn't be posted there. Okay? Because I'm not teaching him fighting. I have nothing to teach him in fighting. Zero. But boy, do I have a lot to teach him about the mind. So much. Okay? That's who we are, Obed. Right? That's who you have to roll with. And you definitely don't want to say, I learned how to go for it from Andrew Tate. Okay? You already know how to go for it because you're living in Vegas. You've changed your life. You're a whole different person. You could tell Andrew Tate to go for it. He was born into that. Did you know that? Did you know his father is CIA? Did you know he was born into that shit? Did you know he had backup all the way? Do you know he's a plant? If my father was CIA, would you trust me? You shouldn't. How's that? You shouldn't. My father is CIA, let's say. Now, everything I say is suspect at this moment. I wouldn't. Do you know what that is? You know what the 3 letters stand for? They stand for you not doing good. Okay? So that's who that is. And it's all going to come to life. Look, it looks like 2 balls. Even hanging the same way. Okay, anything else? We're going to head out real soon. Is there a car to drive me back or no? Because I don't have a car yet. You have a car? No. Can we get a ride back from anyone? Okay, go ahead. All right, anything else?
Amazing session, ACD. Really appreciate this once again, man.
Whole dick now. I made a whole penis. That's what mine looked like last night when it wasn't getting hard. Okay. Thank you, TK. TK, did they tell you you're invited tonight? Did you get a call yet? You know you're coming out with us if you want? Yeah? Are you coming or no? Yeah?
Tonight's Sunday, but I'll be coming soon.
Not today?
Thank you so much.
Okay, well then, all right. Well then, let me invite you again. Tonight was the invitation. It's not tomorrow. I have to be inspired again. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So tonight, if you'd like to come, it's true. Next time, ask or I'll invite again. Okay? Until you're like in here. All right. Anybody else? Anything else?
I have the event tomorrow. I was going to share a podcast, separate podcast that we did the other day.
Mike.
So you guys can see other perspectives of AZD, other faces of how he teaches, and some of you guys that are on, you're alumni or you're new, and this is still good for everybody. And then I want to pitch the event. So AZD, a lot of what he teaches, what he's learned from Manu and how he's developed it in martial arts. And
hold on, this man is a PhD. He holds a PhD in university, just so you know. He holds the letters PhD are when you get a doctorate in something, right? So he has that in environmental sciences, is that right? Engineering. And he's a master yogi. He's traveled the world doing yoga with the greatest. He has his own yoga style, many other things. And he's a captain of IMC Nation. So that's who's talking.
And so much of it comes from really wrestling. And
champion wrestler.
You know, that was where I first tasted of like my self-discipline, yielding, glory, and all the other things, the academia, and you know, I dissect things, I understand things. And the yoga, I had to present it actually as an entrepreneur to compel people that it was good for them. And I got into a subject called biohacking before it was a popular thing. It was something I branded one of my main, I had like 4 main things that I would teach. And then later getting on AZD process, which is so fundamental to this evolution, it's a bedrock for you to compare yourself against day after day and to develop your imagination, your ability to empower yourself. Like AZD was telling the story with Manu, like the power of his imagination, the power to create and feel and react to your own creation. And like Brett was saying about Stella Adler, like I was just talking to somebody today about this system. This is that magic. It was a close brother who's falling out. It's not somebody that you would guess. Maybe after stream, I'll hold a poll if anybody wants to guess who it was. But it's creating a character that attracts your destiny.
Yes.
And calibrating this character by, like you were saying, the 5 attraction switches that Mystery has decoded in the male-female DNA, but then so many other spiritual principles aligning with it, but not betraying those DNA, because they're unchangeable. We can't change them, so we play the game knowing that. And that's what's so, you know, you have your angle on things. You have your lane, and that's AZD's lane. Like that's, you know what I'm saying? And so in getting involved with the process and us living together in this whole movement that's come to Vegas, the AZD process or the Beast process or whatever you want to call it, your daily process, how you process your life and use it to grow your character that's going to attract your destiny, that's called the AZD process. I was close. You have to orbit close. I was close to the star, the heat. I had to handle it. I had to develop my process to handle the mobility and the demands of being near AZD, both in life and in lifestyle. Daily going out here in Vegas, it's not easy. And then handling business and everything. So if you're walking in these footsteps, or if you see yourself as somebody that's socializing a lot or on sales calls a lot or an entrepreneur or just on the Beast process, then I'm offering a seminar tomorrow at 5 p.m. It's 1 hour. I'll teach you a spectrum of simple techniques and understandings about nutrition, energy, rest, and all of these things to revitalize yourself and stay focused and
How many years
productive.
have you been teaching people?
A long time. You know, I was teaching wrestling for about 4 years, and then university about 6 years, 5.5. And then
you taught university as a teacher.
Yeah, I was.
Listen, he was a coach for wrestling as a champion. He was a professor in university.
And then that overlaps with some yoga teaching, and I was teaching yoga for about 5 years.
Altogether around?
15 years or so.
15 years he's had experience of delivering the message to get someone better. Okay, it's not his first time doing a seminar tomorrow, right? I'd want to show up, see what he's got to say.
I mean, it'll shortcut your AZD process. It's really for the guys that are in IMC, the guys that are closer to AZD, it's more valuable for you actually. And because it's part of the Brit, the guys that are not, it's extremely valuable. I just don't, it's valuable as its own subject. Like I literally made a career doing this. So there are people, and it makes people better, and testimonies and repeat visits, and like people pay money for this, like a lot of money. But here it's an ingredient for the AZD process, for the lifestyle, for the rigors and demands on your body and your mind to do this. And that's what I'm offering. Guys that are online or guys that are on their weekly dues, it's $47. Guys, everybody else, if you're on this stream right now, it's $77. I'd like to offer it. One person online, whoever raises their hand, one person in person, first person does it free. Whoever wants to go for it. Nobody wants, okay, so Tony's free, Ambu's free, and then everybody else, it's 47 if you're on weekly dues, 77 online. However,
nice move.
I have audio. I take AZD to the hospital the other day, ER, right? Dude's fucked up physically, fucked up on medicines, but he's fucking shit up with social dynamics, and it's pretty incredible, bro.
Look at me bleeding at the moment.
Man, talk about like state of mind, like the process, man.
That's the blood seeping through right now, just so you know.
React to your own mind, but not to the situation, the appearance of what it seems to be. Like you got to impose your mind there, and then his social dynamics is smooth. And you'll get to hear about it because I have a 24-minute audio of the social dynamics that happened at the hospital.
Spellbinding.
This is
stranger.
Man, and it's so smooth, dude. Respect, but inebriated, but like in control, but also dying. But it's just, you'll hear it all. It's in the flavor of the audio. And that's just for the next 2 people that sign up, online or in person. If you want that audio that comes with it, you don't even have to fucking watch the seminar. Part of it is going to be me asking AZD, optimizing day for process, some secret shit, you know what I'm saying? And that's going to be in this event. This is biohacking the AZD process. I'll post the link online. Like I said, the first guy that signs up online, the first person in person that says they want it, I'll include this hospital audio.
Sweet. Well, Brent had to take off. He's a busy man, of course. And so if there's nothing else, then I'd like to see everybody come to Vegas and visit me. Come see live, okay? Come seek residency for, if you ever want to go to Vegas and you do the math of how much it costs to stay in a hotel or whatever, come stay at one of our bases. We'll make it cheaper for you overall. Going out, how much it would cost you, okay? We put it all together. You're going to come to Vegas, and normally people go back in a worse condition into their lives, right? You're going to go back in a better condition. That's a true vacation, okay? Vacation should add to your life, not go back like, oh, man. You know what I mean? You got to go back like ready to go, handle your life. So the best way to do this is come. Very few teachers are going to open the door like this. Come, hurry up. Okay, hurry up while it's still available, because at some point it will be just the world champions. It will be the presidents. It will be the Dana Whites. They just have to hear about me. And they just have to hear that one of their friends believes in me. That's how I got here. Okay? Somebody knew me who somebody knew me and told somebody about me. Okay, my advertisement never got me anything. Now it's starting to get something, but it was always a word of mouth. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Okay, good. Anything else? Well, all right then. So, everything that I do, I praise God with it. I don't know who God is. I consider God an awareness above myself that's been taking care of me. His angels, him, whoever he is, he, she, it, I don't know. Okay, but I feel his presence. I feel guidance. I believe that that's what's running the show here, 100%. And my process is designed to just stay in that state of mind all day, through physical illness, through breakups, through money being gone, through injuries, whatever the fuck happens in my life, right? You got to keep God right there, because it's the one relationship that is so private that nobody can access. And it's the most powerful relationship, right? So a lot of you guys want to believe in God. Go ahead and start. Start with a belief until it becomes real. Is he real? He's more than a belief to me. God is a reality to me. It's the way that I can't answer all the good things and all the synchronicities that are happening, but I'm aware that I'm also somehow doing some things to earn. Just like the man with a bad life, he's also doing things to earn it. He's just making deals with the devil. Okay? So at the end of that is a big crash, right? And I truly believe the guy that you guys know as Andrew Tate, I believe he's a phony. I believe he's made deals with the wrong people to get to where he's at. And all will come to light. I promise you. You'll see. You'll see. You can't hide the truth. It'll eventually show up. You can hide it. Somebody's going to dig it up. That's in our nature. We seek truth. Right? They just keep us too busy to look for it. Distracted looking for things we don't care about. You don't care about all that shit. You don't care about going for it. You don't care about the money. I asked you the question because at the end of it, I know what you want. You want women. That's what you want. If I told you you had all the money in the world like Andrew Tate, but if you went out tonight, no woman liked you, you would not want that money. That versus you can go out and get any woman. So in the end of it, for a man, God made the prize very simple. Here's a woman, okay? But he said, keep your eyes on me, and I'll give you the woman. So you don't go seeking the woman. She's given. All my women are given to me, okay? I go out tonight knowing there's going to be a woman given to me, okay? It's just that's the way it's going to be tonight, okay? All right. Anything else? Any other questions? Just waiting for my girl to arrive, and 5 minutes away. I can talk forever about this, and that's the thing, right? I love talking about this. Come talk to me about this all the time. This is what I want to talk about. Nothing else to talk about. Have you ever been obsessed with something? Yeah. I study David Goggins. I don't study Andrew Tate. But if you ask me what I got from David Goggins, I would just shoot it down the list right now for you. Wes Watson. And then just old books or cartoons and videos. But if there's a man I want to listen to talk, it's those guys. Sometimes I watch, who's the old billionaire guy? Yeah, Dan Pena. Sometimes I watch him. You know, if I feel like I'm going soft on my business, I just have to watch him like, oh, what the fuck am I doing, right? Because he's got that business mind like I do here. So I look for people like that, right? If I'm going to watch for, you're welcome. If I'm watching for like fighting, I don't watch any of the fighters for fighting. I watch prison shows for fighting, right? That's the kind of fighting I'm interested in, that mentality. I thrive on that shit. So I know what I'm seeking, right? Like I'm not seeking fighting so I can get a black belt. I'm not seeking to get a championship. I'm seeking fighting so that if shit goes down, I can defend my life. So I know what those guys do, right? I'm not seeking money for any other reason besides making money. If I do business, it's to make money. Right? So Dan Pena makes money, so I know where I'm going. If I'm pushing my body, there's only one reason for it. It's a mental and spiritual technique, and that's David Goggins. And Wes Watson, why? I just think that guy's cool as fuck. Okay? I don't know. I like Wes Watson. I would love to meet him one day, shake his hand, and say thank you. Okay? Anybody else? Anything to say? So don't think I'm sitting here talking shit about everybody because I love those guys. Yes, Horatio. Horatio.
Yeah, quick question, man. So for someone who goes just to the gym and wants to tap into more of a masculine energy, learning how to fight or self-defense, what would you recommend starting with?
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu, wrestling, boxing?
All those three are up for you to decide on. So you would have to take a look at some champion boxers that have your build and your look. Then find some jiu-jitsu people, like how much you weigh. I would put in that weight, like let's say I'm 178 pounds right now. So I would be 178 pound jiu-jitsu fighter, world champion. Watch. 178 pound boxing champion. 170 pound wrestling champion, right? As you watch, one of those is gonna, what I call raise your shock to your, and you're gonna be like, oh, that guy's sick. I wanna be like him. I would say go to that art, because the reason those three are so good is those are three art forms that while you practice, you get to go 100%. And the other ones you don't, right? In boxing, you're gonna spar and someone's gonna try to knock you out even in sparring, right? When you get to a certain level. In jiu-jitsu, you start very quickly, going at around 90 to 100%. And in wrestling, he would tell you, I don't think there's anything less than 100% involved. To me, some of the toughest people I ever fought were wrestlers and hockey players. Football players were very tough too. I think we should give professional football players a little more credit. They're a beast on another level, right? Because they make a living out of tackling, hitting people, and they like it. So one of the greatest fighters I know in jiu-jitsu, his name is Hobbit, my classmate. He loved football. He loved football, okay? I'll tell you a story that raises everyone's shock to you. One of my friends is a great black belt, one of the most dangerous black belts in jiu-jitsu. And one time his sister's girlfriend, no, his sister's boyfriend was some kind of thug in San Jose. I lived in San Jose. So she calls him crying. He's like, why are you crying? It's his sister. Oh, so-and-so, he like pushed me. Where is he at? He tells me, he came. So let's see how much I can say. My friend came to me, and he was all amped up. So what happened? He goes, I just fucked somebody up, man. I was like, whoa, shit. That could be real bad. What happened? My sister's called me. I said, where's he at? He goes, he has an older brother who's also a jiu-jitsu fighter. His older brother was also a cop. So he calls his older brother and says, our sister, this happened. Older brother gets in the cop car, grabs his brother. They drive to the park where these gangsters are hanging out. They both get out. The cop stays back. He walks up, he says, who's so-and-so? The guy walks up, he walks right up to him, he grabs him, he headbutts him. That goes down. He looks at everybody, and he says, you touch my sister again? He goes, he mounts him, pops his arm, beats the shit out of him. Right? And he says, he's only here if you guys jump in. My problem's with him. Beats the shit out of him, bro, and I know what he can do. He gets up and he says, you never, ever touch my sister again. That's cool, isn't it? That's cool, man. Right? Which girl couldn't hear that story and want that man right afterwards? And he's smaller than me. He weighs around 130 pounds. Okay? And he's beaten me up before. I've also beaten him up before. But he's one of the greatest fighters there is, right? And so, dang, don't you want friends like that? I do. Guy comes all nostrils big, like, wow, I just fucked somebody up. But why? Because he pushed my sister. He's a gangster, and he thinks he can get away with that. He ain't getting away with that. Okay, nice. Okay, anything else? We're now just men talking. Who? Locker room talk. Grab your pussy. Right? You got to create a character as a man that you could say that, and when you become the president, they say that, you say, damn right, I said that. Everybody cheers you. Yeah! So last time I checked, I was a fucking man running for president. I'm going to be the leader of the army. Right? And no woman gets to vote me in. Right? Only men of power get the chance to vote me in. If I'm going to be commander-in-chief of a fucking greatest army on earth, I don't want to be a feeble old man who can't find where left, right, center is. Right? Who stumbles walking on his own legs. Right? That's not what I'm looking for. So we've got the wrong ideas because they fed us the wrong ideas. Like it's wrong to be a man. No. The most important quality in IMC Nation is respect, which goes with friendship. They go together, right? We never lose respect because respect is that thing that opens doors everywhere. Okay? So just be respectful. More and more respectful. And you go, well, you're not being very respectful to Andrew Tate. Also draw the line. Right? Draw the line. I'm being very respectful, actually. I'm being respectful to my teachers, to you, and to everybody else that man is lying to make a person like that who lives here be like, well, I watch him for money. Why? I make a lot of money. Did you know that, Obed? I do. Okay? And I don't pimp hoes. Okay? I pay for my women. It doesn't make me a chump. It makes me a fucking man, actually. Okay? Because my father took care of my mother like that. Until she had to go work, so she couldn't then take care of us properly. Right? If my father had made enough money, my mom wouldn't have had to work, and she wouldn't have destroyed her own life and his life. Right? I don't want somebody who's going to show me how to pimp women and disrespect women because I see my mom at the end of that. Okay? I know that women are bitches and they're evil and all that shit. Yes, I came from one and she treated me really well. Okay? And so I owe that to a woman. And I love women. Right? But if you love a poisonous snake, a fucking black mamba, and you still love it, then you got to know it's poisonous and don't fuck around with it. Right? You guys fuck around in your relationships like they can't destroy you. You are destroyed because of your relationships. Horacio wants to do one of those things so that he could be more masculine for women, without a doubt. At the end of it, we have women in our minds. And we have to admit that right away, that you are addicted to women. You are addicted to women. Right? I was at Mystery's boot camp, Mystery, VH1 Mystery, the pickup game, all that other stuff. I was on his boot camp yesterday. And he said, he gave a challenge to his students. He said, if you really want to learn this, make a commitment that the next time you touch your dick is with a naked woman there who wants to have sex with you, which means don't masturbate. And when he said that, I felt the class like, oh, how am I going to do that? I'm like, oh, okay. Good luck to y'all. Okay? My God. You understand your condition, everybody? You've begun to pleasure yourself with your hand because you don't think it's possible to go get a girl to like you and take off her clothes. Bro, come here in 1 week. I'll have her take off her clothes for you. Okay? No problem. But don't go everywhere just to get there. In jiu-jitsu, people would ask Batata, I just started weightlifting. He's like, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. I said, the only thing that he would like is if you change your diet. Right? He really believed in that. The way you eat is going to be the way you do it. Fast during this, don't eat that during that. Make sure you have enough energy for that, right? But anytime you went to him and you said, and he was like, why would you do that if you wanted your jiu-jitsu to get better? 1 hour of running versus 1 hour of mat time. Take mat time. 1 hour of weightlifting, 1 hour, lift the other person's body for an hour doing a sweep. Watch what happens the next time if you do one sweep for 1 hour, which I have. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. And go lift weights so that you could sweep a guy. Sweep requires timing, leverage, and technique. Doesn't require muscles because you could throw a 400-pound guy with the same technique. Okay? So think about it. If you want money and if you want women, forget the distractions. Go where you need to go. Okay? And that's what this guy has done. Sitting right here, the speaker. He has gone to the things that he believes all men want. And I'm putting that life on display and I'm saying, see if it's real. I'm so excited, Chip, is every time someone new comes, I'm so excited. Right? We're all excited because we get to see where we are from an exterior perspective because sometimes you can't help it. You become used to your own life. Right? And then you see, whoa. And then the more that you admire the guy, you go, wow, this guy's a cool guy, right? The more you can measure your own shit. I don't want some fucking loser. I've had losers show up. You guys know that. I'm just like, keep that guy away from me, man. Imagine showing up, bro. And behind the scenes, I'm telling everybody, keep that creep away from me. It's happened here. Haven't I? The guys wanted to move here, and I was like, wanted to pay more, offered me shit. No. God damn. Right? Why? What the fuck are you? Right? You're not here to suck my dick, dude, you fucking weirdo. So just so you know, we've had that many times where a guy shows up and his money doesn't mean jack shit. It helped me pay the bills, but I had no respect for the fucking guy. Zero. Okay? I've had very rich people show up who then acted a little bit wrong. And I said, tell the guy, take his money, shove it up his ass and get the fuck out of my face. I've done it. Right? That's integrity of a warrior. Right? All my teachers would be proud of me. Except Dan Pena, but he's not my teacher. Right? All the teachers would be like, that's my student. That's right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I didn't let the money make me compromise what you taught me. I told them to go fuck themselves. Because what you taught me was priceless. And that guy thought with $25,000 he could buy my soul. Try $250 million. You still couldn't do it. You still couldn't do it. You think I'm lying? But maybe one day I'll show you. Okay? Because money is just money. Rich people have it and they think they own you because they have money. Come try it. Okay? Do you feel in control? Right? Nah. Bane scene. Okay? All right, anything else? Good? See, we do this tomorrow at 10 a.m. You're invited. If you're in this podcast right now, and you'd like to do a free class tomorrow with us, at 10 a.m., we mastermind this shit. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about what happened tonight. Tomorrow, Mr. Chip will be talking. It'll be the first night. You are going to want to hear how his night went with IMC last night. I'm going to want to hear it because we're not going to get to talk tonight. We're going to be in field, we're going to be geared up, and we're going to be doing our thing tonight. Okay? And I have a lot of reasons that should prevent me from going out tonight. But I have one giant reason that keeps me going out. And I'm going to use that one, okay? I mean, unless it's happened, it almost happened before I came here. I started to get really ill again. And it's not good. If I get sick, I'm supposed to go to the hospital, just so you know, okay? When I left the hospital, they saw it. I had to sign that says I'm going against doctor's orders. And if anything happens to me, it's my responsibility now. Why? Because they want to keep me. I left on those terms, okay? I also learned with a private conversation with the doctor by the bathroom that if your fever goes up, if this thing spreads, you need to come in right away, okay? Because it's not good. I'm still in that condition. Same stuff is happening. I'm just okay somehow. And my girlfriend says to me, that's a little scary to me. I said, why? She goes, I can't tell if you're okay or not. She goes, your body doesn't look okay, but you seem okay. I said, I know. Try being me. What am I supposed to do? All right? Am I supposed to go sit in the fucking hospital because I'm okay? I said, we'll just see how it plays out. Okay? We'll see how it plays out. Okay. All right. I think it's time to go. So thank you for showing up. That was so much fun. I can go on forever, right? If you feel what I say, your next task is show up tomorrow. Okay? If you're an existing student, then wake up. Okay? Wake up. Rapid expansion in our organization, but only room for one. And hurry up. Okay? I want the best. It's be the best. Fuck the rest. Manu tupo. Os. See you guys.